ain't gonna say I sped though.
You all right?
Yeah,
Good.
I was running steps.
Yeah. You didn't go,
Just turned 3 o'clock. You made him plenty.
good afternoon, everyone. Let's call Prattville Planning Commission to order. Madam Secretary, would you please call roll?
Mayor Gillespie, Councilman Chambers,
Here.
Chairman Gardner,
Here.
Vice Chair Daniel, Fire Marshal Allen,
Here.
Ms. Carpenter, Mr. Dodge,
Here.
Mr. Mullins.
Thank you very much. Let it know we do have a quorum for the minutes of April 17th, 2025. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved?
Do I hear a second? Any discussion? Hear none? All in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Minutes passed. And there was no committee report, no old business. And on the new business is a public hearing, and it's a zoning amendment for FAR to T1. Location is Gruby Airport Road and Aviation Way. Owner is Ronald C. Johnson. Petition is Ronald C. Johnson, and this is a public hearing.
So here we have a zoning amendment for corner of Gruby Airport Road and Aviation Way. This is, they want to rezone it from FAR to T1, which is a manufactured home. Here's the location of it, just south of the city airport and north of Highway 14. There's a closer view of it. Future land use map has it as a mixed-use commercial. And then what they want to do is subdivide, create one lot, 1 acre lot, and put one manufactured home on there.
It's one manufacturing home?
Yes,
Okay,
that's the current plan, I guess.
okay.
So, any questions?
Any,
So this vote will be a recommendation to City Council.
okay. No questions? All right, thank you very much. This is a public hearing. If anybody need to come up and speak, please sign in and come up and speak. This is a public hearing. Is the owner here?
I am.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
I would just like to add that this is family land. It's been in my family for at least 3 generations. All I want to do is go back home where I grew up and retire there. That's my plan.
Okay.
Okay?
Any questions for the owner?
I've got one. Where would the home be on that property?
Where you see the 1 acre marked off,
The north side?
on the north side of the map, it would be close to the road, 30 feet off the road, center between the 2 property lines.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you very much. All right, if there no further public hearing speeches, we'll close the public hearing. And, Ms. Mullin, would you please read in the resolution?
Excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. I did get in a few minutes late, but I don't know if we've had that hearing regarding the County Road 4 East.
No,
Okay,
that one hadn't come up yet.
all right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Resolution, zoning amendment from FAR to T1, Ronald C. Johnson petitioner, May 15th, 2025. Whereas Ronald C. Johnson has submitted a request to rezone the property as described in Attachment A and shown in Attachment B, and whereas the subject property is located inside of the city limits at the corner of Gruby Airport Road and Aviation Way, and whereas the petitioner wishes to rezone the approximately 16.37 acres property from FAR agricultural to T1 manufactured home, and whereas a public hearing on proposed zoning amendment was held by the Prattville Planning Commission on May 15th, 2025, Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Prattville Planning Commission hereby recommends the rezoning of said property from FAR to T1. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, is there any further question at this moment?
I do have a question. Are y'all talking about rezoning the whole 16 acres or just 1 acre? I only wanted 1 acre rezoned. Yeah, the northeast corner, that 1.01 acres is all I want to rezone.
Yeah, I'll clarify. So it's it is the 1 acre parcel A that needs to be rezoned. Okay.
We just make it an amendment of some sort for the amount of acreage.
It was written as 16.37 acres, so, and you just wanted
1.01 acres rezoned.
1 point,
01.
okay. All right,
Has the property been subdivided? Does it need to be subdivided?
No, that'll be future plan to get it subdivided.
But that is your plan?
No, no. My plan is to go there and retire and have 15 acres with a hayfield.
That's a question for Josh.
Josh, isn't that, I mean, if it's already FAR, does it need to be rezoned? You could put the manufactured home there as being FAR. Why?
She told me that it had to be rezoned to T1 before I could put a manufactured home on
I'm just asking you.
it. Yeah, I like what I was talking.
Josh is gonna look that up.
Yeah, I'm checking the zoning ordinance right now. Let's see.
So currently you have the full 15.36 and 1.01
Yes.
parcel A and B?
Parcel A and B is mine.
Okay.
Let's see.
I was under the impression this was gonna be rezoned all T1 and it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, for forest agriculture and recreational, that's not permitted. Manufactured home is not permitted, yeah, so.
So then
Wa-
they need
Was
to-
your plan to subdivide?
No. My
Okay.
plan is to have an acre to live on and 15 acres of hayfield.
Okay, and that's, I think, a question for planning. I don't know the exact answer to that, but you may have to subdivide to be able to rezone just that 1 acre.
Why?
Because I don't know that you can split a
Can't
piece of
rezone
property.
if it ain't there.
Right.
It'd have to be divided, that 1 acre would have to be a standalone to rezone it apart from the other 15,
Well, I've already had it surveyed, got the survey stakes out there.
for the 1 acre?
For the 1 acre, yes.
So you
So,
would have
sir-
to submit you'd have to go through the subdivision process, preliminary plat, all that kind of stuff.
I was told it didn't have to be platted.
Okay, well,
But there's nothing in writing that says that it has to be platted, just to separate 1 acre out.
where did you get that information from? Who did you get it from?
From my surveyor who talked to the lady over here at the planning commission. Greg Gillen? Yeah, Greg Gillen. He called her and they discussed it and he said, can you show me where it is in writing that it has to be done this way? And she couldn't do it. So it moved on without being platted out.
well, like Mr. Mullen said, you can't really rezone something that's not a well-defined boundary. So you would have to have that 1.01 acres subdivided into its own parcel to be able
That's what this is doing,
to.
parcel A and parcel B.
But you have to have 2 separate legal descriptions. So
I
you have
I have a
legal
separate legal
So
description.
we'd have to rezone just that legal description of the 1 acre.
I've got a legal description for that 1 acre. I
You would- you
emailed
would-
it to somebody the other day.
You would have to submit that at the same time.
I did. All that's been submitted. In fact,
Did
I
you,
submitted it when I did the application, and
Did you-
somebody emailed me the other day wanting another copy of the legal description.
did you submit a subdivision application or just a rezoning application?
Just a rezoning application.
Okay, you would have to submit a subdivision application as well.
But I'm not putting in a subdivision.
Well, so don't think of subdivision as building houses. Subdivision is anytime you take a piece of property and you split it up, that's considered a subdivision. A lot of people get confused on
Yeah,
that.
that makes no
so,
sense. I just want to take 1 acre.
Right.
I want to take.
Right, so you have to subdivide that 1 acre to create two separate parcels to be able to do just that 1 acre.
So if you got a deed, like, okay.
I do have a warranty deed.
All right, so you got a deed that would attach to your manufactured home you're gonna put there.
I will get that if
Yeah.
that's what I need to do.
So to do that, for that mortgage company or whatever, for them to attach the home to that deed, it's got to have its own legal description, which would be the 1 acre.
No,
So
so I've sent y'all the legal
that would have to
description.
be divided from the 15 acres.
Hold it. Let's slow down. The public hearing is over, and what we gotta do, that we discussing business now, to make certain that we get everything factual and correct. Had these questions came up in the public hearing, that would've been different. But as of now, we getting factual information so we can make sure we get it right for you, much rather than just give you anything. So please, let's get the discussion up to par. Now, what were you saying now, Mr.?
Basically what Pat said, it's gotta be, for that manufactured home to be attached to that property, it has to have its own legal description, which you have.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum separated that, and that has to be divided away from the other 15 adjacent acres.
So what if he decided to just take it as you read it in right there?
And do the whole 16 acres.
thing? So would that pass muster? If you do, the way you just read it in?
The city council still has to vote on it and approve it, so it could be done, but my recommendation to you would be to just hit the pause button for a minute, go back and subdivide. It's gonna protect you in the future. It's going to where, if you ever wanted to sell that piece of property or something, you're not zone T1 or whatever the zoning is. That would be my recommendation. I would go back, I would do the subdivision and the rezoning at the same time.
I think that's the best idea as well, personally, but
Yeah.
Let it drop then.
Well, what we could do, yeah. Let's go back.
If,
Yeah.
None of that was explained to me when I started this process.
What was you about to say, man?
so with the recommendation for just, the applicant to come back next meeting, because on, the handout, y'all do have the plat, so it's already like the surveyor already, did the work with the plat and things in that nature. So the next process would be more on the city side, where the city departments will review it and make sure everything's all right with like the frontage and the easements and things of that nature. Would that be okay with y'all? Would y'all agree to that rather than just,
Amend it to where.
yeah, to amend
To
it?
approve it the way it's done on the actual plat instead of the way it's worded into the resolution.
Yeah, so no, legal issues and things of that nature come up if y'all do amend it and then there's some more issues.
I'm looking to other city folks.
That's my recommendation,
I don't wanna get-
to do so, the subdivided first. So, the plat and the rezoning will come at the same time. And so the process, since we already have the information, it'll be more of an easy process just for us to review it and then bring it back, in June's meeting, once the city review it.
Okay, so you're not saying to do it right now,
Yes.
to let it go through the process? Yes, that would be, I apologize, I know it's not what you want to hear, but to stay within the procedural guidelines that's set forth by planning, by engineering, by public works, I would recommend that they submit a subdivision application with the plat. They can do the rezoning at the same time, correct? Okay, that would be my recommendation, is to table it for now, let them submit all the documents, and
And explain, this has to go to city council too. When you rezone, this has to go toward the city council, so it needs to be all correct before it gets to city council, because you'll start back over again
right.
after the next council meeting if it's not correct there. So you'd rather have it here first.
And I would say, I don't know what the deadline is for June's PC meeting, but we probably could have that conversation, if you want to call planning or engineering to see if maybe we can make sure you get on next month's planning commission.
I think, do we need the petitioner to request that?
I think so.
If you, Mr. Johnson, if you'll formally come up here and request that, we appreciate that.
So what am I requesting exactly?
Just
Do we
Table it
I
temporarily, yeah.
request that we table this into the next month's meeting, so I can get paperwork straight.
That'll work. Thank you, sir.
And we call for the vote. For all in favor of the table, let it be known by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried to be tabled to the next meeting. All right. Thank you. The next business is the preliminary plat, Pledge County Road 4, Plat 1. Location is County Road 4 East and Pledge Street. Owner is Margaret Taylor, representing Alabama Land Surveyor. This is a public hearing.
Hopefully, I got everything, so we don't have to argue. Okay, so here's just an overall view of that surrounding community. So this property is currently zone R3. The applicant is requesting to subdivide the property into 2 lots. Lot 1 would be 0.45 acres, and it currently has 2 existing structures on the site with frontage on County Road 4 and Pegler Street. While Lot 2 would be 0.42 acres, that is currently vacant at the moment, with frontage on Pegler Street. The applicant is also requesting waivers for curb and gutter as well as sidewalks. You have any questions for me? Thank you.
Having no question, this is a public hearing. If anyone like to come up and speak, please sign in. This is a public hearing.
Sorry, let me ask you a quick question, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Is this a rezoning or just rezoning?
So this is already residential, so this.
Right.
So is it subdividing or rezoning?
So this is subdivision.
Okay, perfect. Good deal.
Okay, this is a public hearing. If anybody like to come up, have you signed in, ma'am?
I did sign in.
Okay.
And I just want to clarify that with the.
What's your name and address?
I'm Tanzania Johnson, and my home is at 212 County Road 4 West, or East, whatever the tax office is saying. So I'm like maybe down the street or up the street from this corner. And if it's just a subdivision to continue it to be residential, I just want to make clear, because I don't know all the zone codes. I just don't want anything commercial creeping in there. We good? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, this is a public hearing. Does anyone else like to come up and speak? Mr. Taylor, is there anything you'd like to say?
I would like to.
Wait till you get to your mic and introduce yourself, whatever.
My name is Broderick Taylor, and I'm the owner of this property. It's been in my family for I'm 50 years old, it's been in my family way past that. I just want to get this passed so I can continue doing what I'm planning on doing with that land. I don't see no reason why it shouldn't get passed, or anybody should step in and block it. So, if you would, pass it for me.
Speak up. So
If you would, pass it for me so I can continue on doing what I plan on doing with it.
like I say, this is a public hearing, and we don't know the outcome of it at this point.
I
So,
understand.
all right. All right.
That's it.
Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. Does anyone else like to come up and speak?
I do have a question. Is this area, because I didn't get a good look of it, does it already have curb and gutter in the area, or is it? Okay. Thank you.
All right. Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. And, Mr. Chamber, if you would you read in the resolution?
All right. Resolution preliminary plat, Pegler County Road 4, Plat 1, May 15th, 2025, whereas Alabama Land Surveyors Incorporated has presented a preliminary plat of Pigler County Road 4, Plat 1, for consideration by the Planning Commission. And whereas the proposed development is located inside the city limits at 119 County Road 4 East, and whereas a public hearing on the proposed development was heard on May 15th, 2025, now therefore be it resolved that the City of Prattville Planning Commission hereby approves the preliminary plat of Pigler County Road 4, Plat 1. So moved.
Do I hear a second? Second. All right. Is there any further discussion? Do we hear any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Is there anything else need to be discussed at this moment? Do we know of? All right. Hearing none, meeting is adjourned.